What is up, people? I hope you're all keeping well today, and thanks for tuning in for another beer battle. Who will be victorious in this battle between Peroni, a nice Italian lager, that one, and Rossini? It's also Italian lager, but it's ALDI's kind of knockoff copy of Peroni. So I want to see if it's better or as good as, or is it just a poor copy on ALDI's part? And that's what I need to find out. I've not had Peroni for a while, actually, so it'd be interesting to see my thoughts on it now. And I haven't had it since it's been 5%, I don't think. Oh, actually I have, but it was in a green bottle and it was a bit skunked. So this one's in a can. So hopefully it'll be better. But the Rossini, of course, is in a green bottle. Will that play a factor in this beer battle? I don't know. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? They're both 5% ABV. The Peroni is brewed in Rome by Asahi brewery, which is interesting. So they don't actually brew their own beer. Well, it is brewed in Italy according to the can. And the Rossini just says that it's imported from Italy. It doesn't say who brews it. It could be bloody anyone. It could even be the same people. It could even be the same beer. You just never know in the beer industry, the amount of sort of shithousery that goes on. Nothing would really surprise me. But price-wise, I can't remember how much these were, because it's difficult to compare, because the Peroni I got in a 4-pack, and I bought this individually in ALDI for about $1.59, I think the Rossini was. The Peroni was four cans for $6.99. They're both 500ml. No, sorry, 440 the Peroni. So yeah, I think the Rossini definitely works out cheaper, because it's a 500ml bottle as well. But it's a green bottle. Right, let's crack the Peroni open first and see what it's like, and see whether they look any different for a start. Is there any difference in colour, bubble size, head retention, all that sort of good stuff? Let me know whether you've tried both of these beers, guys. What one do you think is better? Do you think the Rossini is just as good or close enough that it's worth buying because of the price difference? Let me know your thoughts. I'd be really interested to know what you guys make of it. Are you a fan of Peroni as well? I mean, I like Peroni, but it's quite an expensive one. Immediately, a lot of skunkiness coming from the Rossini. I've got to say, definitely really quite skunked, this one. So, yeah, I wasn't getting that from the Peroni. So I definitely think that's due to the green glassware. If you don't know, you put beer in green glass or clear glass, it gets affected by lights, and it affects the hop quality, and the beer becomes skunked, and it smells a bit like the hashish, you know, the cannabis. That's what it smells like to me anyway. Yeah, I can really get that on the Rossini. The Peroni's head has gone really quick. The Rossini's head is also going, but it's holding on a little bit better. I'm quite surprised by that by the Peroni, actually, because I don't remember having that issue in the past, to be perfectly honest. Could just be a one-off. It's all about the taste though, really, isn't it? But before we try them, let's check out the aromas of both the beers and see whether there's any difference, shall we? But yeah, colour-wise, very, very similar in colour. I'd say the Peroni is a little bit lighter. There you go, there's a look. Peroni's a little bit lighter. Bubble size, Peroni slightly smaller, but there's more carbonation in the Rossini, that's for sure, look. But yeah, they're both well carbonated. Actually, the Peroni, the bubble size is kind of a mixture between big and small bubbles. Whereas the Rossini is just sort of consistent medium-sized bubbles. Whether that play a part, no. Let's check out the aroma of Peroni. Sweet malts straight away. A slightly syrupy sweet malts, like a corn syrup or something for me. Very, very prominent though. Slightly, it smells a bit corny, but a little bit biscuity as well. Or maybe the corn is just tricking me into thinking it's biscuit malts, or perhaps it is biscuit malts and they just smell a bit corny. Slightly floral. Tiny hint of like a grassy sort of hop. It smells alright, but it does smell a little on the sweet side. Let's check out the Rossini. Head is definitely holding well. It's still going. It's giving it its best shot. Oh yeah, interesting that, eh? Let's check out the aroma of the Rossini. It smells like Bob Marley's just walked in the room with a massive spliff and gone, yeah man. That's one of the most skunkiest beers I've ever put my hooter into ever. I mean, that's got to been sitting on the shelf for a while, or perhaps, I don't know, they've come from Italy, and they might have been sitting out in the blazing sun or something, but obviously this one's not affected because the can, and the green bottle from the Rossini has very much been affected. It is skunky as you like, believe me. Quite incredible. Feel a little bit high just smelling it. It's definitely the skunkiest I've ever come across that. Wow. So it's, that's the problem straight away with the Rossini. You may get some consistency issues because you might get lucky sometimes and get ones that aren't skunked. And other times you may get one like this. It's a shame they don't do it in a can really, rather than a green bottle, which you should not put a lager in a green bottle, man. It wouldn't be so bad if it was like in a 12 pack and it had card covering it up, because that would protect the beers from the light, you know, or sunlight, or even the lights in the shop can affect it. Anyway, it's all about the taste, isn't it? If it smells like skunk but tastes lovely, I don't really care, to be honest, because yeah, I'm not a fan of smoking skunk, but it does smell quite nice, to be fair. Right, let's go in with a Rossini. Cheers, everybody. BOSH. What's cheers in Italian? Have we got it on the little sign? Salute. Salute if you're Italian. That's not bad, actually. It looks nice. Sorry, it tastes nicer than it looks, but it's a little bit sweet for me. It's definitely on the sweet side. I don't know if it's syrup. It's kind of like a biscuity sweetness, but it tastes a little bit artificial. Perhaps it's some sort of syrup, corn syrup, perhaps. It's not unpleasant, but it is quite sweet. But it's crisp and refreshing. It's by no means bad. It's a lot better than some of the other fake sort of lagers I've tried, like, you know, like Stella and Cruz Campo and stuff like that. It's definitely not too bad. I probably would expect more for the premium price tag. You know, 4 cans for £7. It's quite expensive, isn't it? It's quite expensive. There's a touch of spice in this for me as well before the finish. A little kind of like peppery spice note. It's quite pleasant. As far as the finish goes, it's a slight little bit of citrus, like a floral type hop, quite like a crisp dryness on the end, a slight sort of bitter linger, not majorly bitter, but it cuts through the sweetness a bit, which is good. Perhaps not quite enough though for me. But I'd say, yeah, Peroni is quite a decent beer. There's better, particularly in Germany and Czech Republic. For me, that's my personal opinion. But I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's great either, if I'm honest, particularly that sweetness. Oh, pardon me. Before I even go to that, if I was just to score this right now, Peroni, how I'm feeling right now, I can't remember what I gave it in the past. Just Peroni out of the can. I go 7.5. It's pretty much a bang average lager for me. Bang average, but comparing it to what's available in the UK, if it was average, I'd give it a 7. So I'm just going slightly above, just because, not because it's particularly good, just because there's so many absolute shockers. There's better than a lot of them. So let's check out Rossini. The head is still holding. It's not the biggest head in the world, but I'm impressed by the appearance of this. Kind of a beer or two half so far. It looks fantastic, like for a cheap ALDI knockoff beer, but the smell is really potent. Skunk, I can't smell nothing but skunk. Hopefully it's not gone through to the flavour. Let's find out. Cheers everybody. Salute if you're Italiano. BOSH. Oh, that's not bad actually, but it is a little bit chunky. By the way, there's also another version of this in ALDIs, the Grand Reserva, Rossini Grand Reserva. That's definitely the best version of Rossini, in my opinion. That's like quite a strong lager, that one. I think it's like 6% or something like that, which I've also reviewed, and I really did like that one. That's definitely better than both of these. Rossini's not too bad, actually, when you take into account it's a cheap knockoff beer. Is it better than Peroni? Just from that first go, I don't think I know just yet. Let's go again. That one is quite refreshing again. It's crisp. I'm not getting the syrup. I'm not getting the syrup from this, but I am getting a bit of skunk. It's a difficult call, but this one just feels a bit more quality, surprisingly. I'm quite shocked, actually, you know, because Peroni over here is sort of seen as like a decent lager, but this Rossini's definitely sort of going all the way with it, really, as far as what one's better. Rossini is more grassy, it's more citrusy, it's a little bit less sweet for my tastes, and probably a little bit better balanced. But it's that skunkiness is the issue. It's definitely affected this beer, so then you may get a better bottle or a worse bottle sometimes. It's very, very close. Let me go back to Peroni. Definitely sweeter. Definitely like a biscuity malt with, I think, I've just got a feeling there's something naughty in the Peroni, which I'm not getting from the Rossini. Definitely some sort of syrup. I could be wrong, I'm just trying it and I'm telling you what I think. There's no ingredients on the can, I don't believe. Oh, there is actually. Barley malt, maize, nostrano maize, hops. But they don't have to state if it's got syrup in it. They don't even have to write any ingredients, which is wrong. Rossini doesn't tell you nothing. Nothing at all. Apart from it's brewed in Italy somewhere, that's it. So they ain't giving nothing away, are they? Right, what it boils down to me, what it boils down to is price for me at the end of the day. This is a clone version. I don't think it's that similar to Peroni, actually. I think they're quite different beers. They look different. They taste different. In fact, now they've settled down, you know, carbonation wise, I'm going to give it to the Rossini, you know. I just think it's cheaper, and taste wise, apart from the skunk, it tastes better to me anyway, just because of, I just believe this has been messed about with some syrup. Perhaps it's not the proper version of Peroni, I don't know. Maybe there's still a 5.1% version of Peroni in Italy, and this is the crap we get sent. But I said 7.5 for the Peroni, then I'm going to have to go 8 for the Rossini, I think. No, I can't give it an 8. I just can't. I'm going to give them... In fact, I'm going to lower the score of the Peroni to a 7. And I'm going to give the Rossini a 7.5. I haven't tried them both. I don't think none of them are particularly good, if I'm being perfectly honest. I do think there's better options out there. But I just think the Rossini just takes the edge here. It's probably near enough half the price. But it doesn't taste like a clone. It just tastes like a completely different beer altogether. And a completely different beer that at least doesn't taste like it's got fake shit added to it. Although the Peroni still tastes quite nice with that syrup, for me. I could be wrong. I'm just going to give the edge to the Rossini, but it's a shame about that skunkiness. So if I'm perfectly honest, I'd probably avoid both of them and just look for a better option. But I'm going to give the Rossini... Sorry about that, somebody called me. As I was saying, I'm going to give the Rossini the win in this one. Hit the like button, guys, if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to the channel. And until the next one, bye-bye, darlings.